Thank you.
And we are live. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to A Bookish Moment. I am your host for this conversation today. JC sends his regards. He is trapped in a meeting. Poor guy. Let's send him some positive thoughts. But I'm very, very excited today because we have a special guest with us this afternoon. It's a Bookish Moment first, which is very exciting because we are joined by Kelly Vaiman, the administrator, creator, author champion extraordinaire of the Facebook group Cozies, Conversations, and More. And I was just telling Kelly before we went live that both JC and I are really, really excited and honored that she chose to come on our platform to talk about the work she does in the cozy community, because we want to make sure that we are reaching out to as many people as possible to have some bookish fun. We love chatting with our authors, but anybody in the bookish community is welcome to come here and have a chat with us. So without further ado, let's get bookish with Kelly. Kelly, thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a really fun conversation that I have been looking forward to.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We've got our wonderful audience members are chiming in with their greetings. I'm just going to read a couple of them before we dive in and get started. We've got DHB saying good afternoon, Mizan saying hi everyone, Jennifer saying hi Sarah and Kelly, Kara saying hello. We have Catherine saying hi Sarah, hi Kelly. Ed saying happy Tuesday. Marcia, hi to you both. The fashionable bookworm, good afternoon, everyone. And Ruth Hartman, hi. Wow, that was thank you guys for all joining us today. Keep the
Wonderful.
excitement. Keep your questions coming. If you have questions for Kelly or myself at any time during the broadcast, feel free to put them into the chat. To use the chat feature, you do need to be logged into either your YouTube or Gmail account. So just note that if you aren't, you may not have that option. We've got Marjorie also chiming in with hi Kelly and Sarah. So happy to see the two of you talking together. Well, thank you, Marjorie. And I am super excited to be talking with Kelly today. As you can see, she comes with a big crew of supporters from the Cozies Conversation and More page, which is just a wonderful community of both readers and authors coming
hmm
together, sharing their love
hmm
of cozy mystery. So before we dive into talking about the page, Kelly, do you mind, by way of introduction, just kind of giving us a little bit of your background and maybe what led you to becoming just this voice of the authors that are out there and helping them navigate the world of social media?
I think that when I started the page, I knew a little bit about organization because in my whole career, I was executive assistant to presidents and CEOs. So you really have to know how to organize your calendar, how to set up meetings and everything. So that really was what came into play when I decided to create the Facebook page it's 6 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So a person that I've never met before, it was easy. It was easy just to introduce myself and to explain about the page. I'm talking about authors right now, and to say, hey, would you like to be a member? And would you like to do events on the page? Um, that's really how it got started.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the love of cozies came into play for me. It was in my late 30s, early 40s. I was working two jobs. I didn't have a lot of time to myself, and when I did, I needed something light to read.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, I started out with Harlequins because they were fast and easy, and Danielle Steele, and then I go to Barnes and Noble, and
Mm-hmm.
I discovered Julie Heisey, the White House Chef Mystery Series. That got me started. That what's got me glued.
Mm-hmm.
That was a wonderful series. And then from that point on, it was just cozies.
Yep. I have to laugh at, you said you were at Barnes and Noble. I literally remember walking through the cozy mystery section of Barnes and Noble for the first time. I don't know how I had missed this area for like, 15 years of my life.
Yeah.
I was a
Yeah.
big Nancy Drew, Hardy Boys, Encyclopedia Brown, like all of the youth like driven mysteries, and then Mary Higgins Clark, Agatha Christie in my teens.
Yep.
But I
Yep.
just like never followed up on like, okay, like where do I go from here? And it was in a Barnes and Noble. I walked by and I saw a cover of Denise Swanson's Devereaux's Dime Store Mysteries. I was
Yes.
like, oh, that looks really cute. And I read the back of it. I was like, oh my gosh, like a woman who is an amateur sleuth, like she's a grown up Nancy Drew. Where has this been all my life? And that series was my gateway into cozies. And they hold such a special place in your heart. And I wonder what is you've mentioned kind of like the pacing and like the lightheartedness of a cozy mystery. What are some of
Hmm.
the other elements that really speak to you as a reader when you are picking up a book for the first time to that tell you like, oh, this is a good cozy mystery?
So the team and I had that discussion not too long ago. Um, a lot of us really like the covers. The
Mm-hmm.
cover, especially if they have animals on them, you know, it's probably one of those easy picks that you
Mm-hmm.
throw in the basket and you're up at the counter checking out. Um, but for me, and I always tend to do this, if I don't know the author, I will check out the reviews before buying the book
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to get other people's opinion to see if they liked it or not. Um, some reviews are very important in that some people will say, well, this author might have just forgotten to put like a trigger warning on it. So, I mean, for me, it's the covers
Mm-hmm.
first, and then I'll quickly look up the reviews on the book and the author, and then I'll throw it in the basket and I'll try
Mm-hmm.
it.
That is those covers are one of my favorite things. I love a good cover and I love a good title. The punnier the
Yes,
title, the better.
yes.
I just I that and I think that was one of the things that drew me into writing cozies is that I wanted to come up with these clever titles and
A-
figure
And
out
I
the stories that are there for it.
and I love your covers, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Excellent covers.
I love color. That's
Me
my
too.
go-to.
Me too.
Um, so tell us a little bit about the events that the page offers, because you have so much going on. You
Oh,
keep your
yeah.
group so
Yeah.
very engaged.
So we have a lot of monthly challenges, which includes a monthly bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we also have author takeovers that are live on the page. We have book discussions with the authors twice a month. We offer Zoom events where we have one of the team members interviewing an author. I am going to be interviewing four great romance authors. We don't do just cozies,
Mm-hmm.
we do all genres. So I'm interviewing four great romance authors next month. After 6 years, I finally got Terry Moran to agree to an interview on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the pleasure of interviewing
Ooh,
her next month.
nice.
Um, we also have, I coordinate with the authors a newly released book that they will have available in the future, in the next couple of months. As you are going to be doing it, author hosting another author
Mm-hmm.
where you both will interview each other and ask your questions. Where'd you get your inspiration from? What's your research like? Talk about your main characters. And I find it fascinating because every time I hear an author take over or a Zoom where it's author hosting author, I learn something new
Mm-hmm.
every day.
Yes.
And it's wow.
I
Wow.
definitely like this show. I mean, and wonderful JC has made it. You've been released from your meeting.
Yes,
Wonderful.
better
Glad that
late
you're
than never.
here.
Hi, JC.
Um,
Hey there.
we learned something new talking to authors here because it's like, oh, like I never thought about approaching a scene this way, or I never thought about approaching an issue by we had one person that wrote every big scene on note cards and was able to kind of reorganize the structure of her entire book by using these note cards. So it's always, you learn something new every day. And while JC is getting settled in, I am going where our chat is going crazy right now, Kelly. So I'm going to backtrack and read some
Okay.
of the comments for you. We've got Margaret saying, great to see you both. Farmhouse Reader saying, hello. Katrina, hello, ladies. We've got Donna Mackenzie saying, hi, Kelly. Hi, Sarah. Catherine said, I started reading Denise Swanson's Scumble River Mysteries as her gateway into cozies. I love that series as well. I just
Hmm.
love Denise Swanson more than life itself. We've got Ruth saying cats on the covers rule. Kara saying, Ruth, I see your cat and raise you a dog. And we've got
I
we've got
like
a lot
that.
of discourse about how much cats and dogs rule. So much so that it's funny that as I was getting more involved into the cozy mystery writing scene, at the time when I started writing cozies, I did not have a pet of my own. I had grown up with pets, so I like know the concept of taking care of an animal, but I didn't have like the personal experience. I was like, I don't think I can write about an animal authentically in a book if I haven't had one myself. But I know that there's
Right.
such like a critical component of the cozy mystery genre that it wasn't until we adopted our dog Evie that I was like, okay, now I can put animals into my books because I feel that. So my question in regards to kind of that the feeling that gut instinct, if you will, how do you manage a page of what it's like 3,000 plus users at this point? How do you manage and make sure that like the page is evolving the way that you're wishing for it to?
Very good question. During COVID, um, my mother passed away in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, they did not allow any visitors to come
Oh.
to the facility.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was tough to travel to begin with, but you couldn't get in there to see her. So she unfortunately passed away from loneliness, if you will.
Oh.
At that time, the grieving started kicking in, and the most comfortable way for me to deal with something like that was reading the cozies.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started thinking about, after a while, I started thinking about the members and the members that I already had on the page. And I thought to myself, no member should ever feel lonely, ever, ever, especially if they do not have family. So that's why I make the page friendly and that I tell them all the time, you are not alone. We are here during the holidays. We're available 24/7, 365 days a year. And if they're going through a hard time, we will send them cards to cheer them up.
Aw.
Um, if at that time they were low on funds, we send them a box of books. We have angels on the page that donate books to people who can't afford it or going through a bad time. So I started then embracing the members a lot more after my mom died. So I then started thinking about the self-publishing authors and not being able to have a venue where they can go and talk about their books. Um, I offered the page. So I started reaching out to self-publishing authors, and they were so happy that I approached them. But when I tell them they have to go live on the page, I get a mixed signal because most of them are introverts.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a purpose for that. I want them on the page because I want the people, the members, I want them to know the person first and then the author.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can relate to that person, they're going to relate to the books and buy the books. So I started last year inviting the self-publishing authors, and it has been successful. And we brought them back. We're starting to bring them back now, 2026, and we have some of them scheduled for book discussions as well. These people need help. I guess I think I heard the term guppies, and they're just starting out and they need to get themselves out there so they can sell the books. Look,
Mm-hmm.
authors are people just like you and I are. You're trying to make a living. The only difference is you got people talking in your head as you're typing away, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
jealous of. I wish I can write a book myself. But, you know, authors are just cream of the crop. I mean, in this day and age, we need them more now than ever. And I will be their voice.
That is
Well, that is so
wonderful.
kind of you.
I mean that. I mean, I mean, the new motto for the page is pre-order and review. 3 words, pre-order and review. It's very simple. And that's the motto of the page now.
That is a great motto, and I also want to
Yeah.
point out, Kelly, that your the comment that you made about first learning about the person and then the author, that was
Always.
actually something that like really really resonated with me when I initially came on and did one of the live discussions. I was like, that's such a great way of presenting it, because a lot of people, they don't know what to market when they're trying to sell their book, because you have this huge idea that's in your head, you have it written down. It's like, how do I talk about this without spoiling it, or how do I make people like want to read this book without spoiling it too much? And I think having that connection to the person about like, oh, like this is my life and this is what's going on and that's how all of this came to be, is such an important tactic for authors to be able to embrace, because it is such a helpful marketing approach, in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I tell them all the time, if you're not sure what to talk about, if you're shy about talking about yourself,
Hmm.
let me see your dog, right? Let me see the office. Where do
Hmm.
you work? Do you have any good luck charms next to you? Are you
Hmm.
having a glass of water? I mean, it's you have to get to know the person before the author,
Hmm.
because I think members get that. They're smart. Members are smart, right? One of the questions I ask authors on the Q&A, we do Q&As with the authors. We profile 2 authors a month. And and I ask them the question, what's what is it that you have to concentrate on? Is it the setting? Is it the characters? Or that you want to make sure that your readers can't figure out who the murderer was.
Mm. That's a good
You
question.
know, so
Yeah. All three.
so I mean, I throw questions at when I do these Q&As with the authors, they are so thankful at the end of the whole process. Why? Because it brings up great memories for them of how they started out in their career.
Hmm.
So when they're typing their answers, oh my gosh, I forgot about that. And it's just very charming when
Hmm.
they come back and they say, here's your Q&A, but I had a great time answering those questions because it brings up good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I mean, being an author is a lonely business.
It often is. And having
Yeah.
that community to be a part of is
Hmm.
really important. And just a couple of comments that are coming in through the chat. We have the Fashionable
Sure.
Bookworm saying, I've discovered so many great independent authors on Cozies, Conversations, and more. Thank you for all that you do for the Cozy community. We've
Well, I
got Ruth
appreciate
chiming
that.
in with a thank you, Kelly. Katrina saying it's the little things that helps us learn about the authors. That's so like you can learn so much about a person in just like a short amount of time based on what they're willing to share. Ruth says I was so nervous the first time I did a live talk, but it turned out great. And Donna says the Q&As are great. So you got a lot of people that you have kept entertained and that you have kept happy, and the comment that you made about community and making sure that people who may be feeling lonely or sad during certain times of the
Very
year,
important.
that's
Very
such a
important.
beautiful thing and
Yeah.
such a strong sense of spirit that I wish that the world in a greater sense had. Because imagine if like we all just were checking in to make sure like, hey, like, how are you doing? You feeling okay? What a wonderful thing for you to do for your members.
At these times, you know what's going outside the four walls, so we won't go into that. But I can help entertain them. I can help make their 2BR piles grow. I
Hmm.
can introduce them to new authors. I offer each team member is assigned a month. I have 9 wonderful, dedicated team members that each one takes a month and they give away books for the full month. And it's fun. We challenge the members, we do a little trivia or whatever, but it's fun. And I just don't do giveaways. It's entertaining the
Hmm.
members with the authors, and they take the time out to do it. So, I mean, I do quarterly emails to the authors, letting them know what's happening on the page, what happened during the year, and what's going to happen next year. I tell them my ideas, if they want to do some stuff, and they come back and say yay, and I start scheduling away.
Kelly, one of the things that strikes me, and I apologize for getting here late. This is
That's
once again
okay.
why I need to sell more books so I can quit the day job as
I
much as
get
I
that.
enjoy
I get that.
it. Yeah. But, in just listening to the conversation, one of the things that strikes me in spending time on your page is all of the joy that you bring to others. And so, what I'd like to ask is what brings joy to you? What makes you happy?
My family, my members make me happy because they have such kind words. I love the authors. I love every one of them. And I'm honored when they put me in the acknowledgments. Um, I love animals. I love reading. I love quilting. I said I
My
loved you, honey. But I'm a simple girl wanting to please people. That's all it is.
Well, you've created a
yeah.
absolutely beautiful community, and I think it
I
speaks in
appreciate
volumes.
that.
You've got a lot of fans in this chat right now, Kelly. I don't think
Mhm.
you know like
Yes.
how much we love it, our we have our dedicated folks who join us live every week, and really
Yes.
appreciate the folks that watch us after the fact. But this has got to be one of the shows where we've had the most live viewers at this point.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
So
gosh.
you've got a
Thank
lot
Yeah.
of
you.
fans, a lot of people appreciating. I think you'll be able to see the comments if you go back to rewatch the stream, because I can't do all of them justice at this point. But we've got Jen saying Kelly does a serious amount of work for authors and readers. So many thanks for all of her efforts. Marjorie says, Kelly, I love hearing you talk about your inspiration for creating your page. You've built such a beautiful, inclusive community. So,
Oh my God,
and
thank you.
that's just one of many. So we've been talking about Cozies conversations and more this entire time, but we haven't told folks who aren't a part of it how they get to join. So tell us a little bit about, what do you ask of members when they sign up? Is there like a questionnaire process? What have you? How do folks get to be a part of this Facebook group?
So they would have to join Cozy's Conversations and More. Upon joining, they will be asked to answer 3 questions and to agree to the rules. If they don't do any of that, the system will automatically decline them.
Mm.
Also, if they've created the page 6 months or less, the system will decline them. But they will be immediately welcomed. The members will welcome them. They're very good about welcoming people. I also post birthday celebrations for all members
Mm-hmm.
who want to acknowledge their birthdays on the page. I also have a subsidiary from the page, Cozy Friends, who are gluten-free, and I also have Cozy Friends with diabetes.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
I have 2 admins for the diabetes plus Misty Simon. And the gluten-free, I have 1 admin on that one. And hopefully I'll know about this author soon, if she'll become an admin for that page. But the one thing I want to tell you, do I have time?
You do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I have to tell you this story. So in 2021, I was contacted by a representative from Kensington Publishing asking me permission to give my information to a reporter who wanted to do a article on cozies during COVID.
Oh, wow.
I said, absolutely. Well, they came here to Florida, the cameraman took pictures,
Wow.
came to Florida, and left. And then I got the interview. And who's interviewing me but author Tamara Lush, who
Oh, she's
now,
such a sweetheart.
yes, and she was retiring and she wanted to do one more interview that had to do with something with books and cozies. So she interviewed me, and since then, she and I have become great friends. I just actually, we did texting a few days ago, but what a small world.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had her on a couple of times too. But there are certain authors that I can go to in a mentor type situation and say, what do you suggest I do? So I have that type of relationship, but there's great relationships I have with authors. Uh, Marjorie is one, Margaret Mitsushima, you guys, Mindy. There's so many authors to name. And again, I had Mindy on last night for a takeover. Learn something new every day. I love
Mindy is
it.
great.
I love
Yes.
it.
And for real quickly, the
Sure.
so back, oh gosh, I think it was, I'm blanking on the month. I think it was February of this year. I was fortunate enough to do one of your book discussions that was led by by Jennifer. And it was the most fun book discussion that I've had because of the fact that, so often for us authors, we're talking in a setting that we're trying to get people to read our books, not necessarily have they read our work. So we have to be cagey with spoilers. But it
Hmm.
was such a wonderful thing to be able to have this discussion with everybody, having them read the book, so that we could talk about spoilers, and we could talk about, the big reveal, and how you decide who's the killer, who's not the killer. And so that was such like a fun activity for me. And I'm wondering, for authors who are interested in getting involved in your group and coming on and doing some type of event, what's the process for those folks to either sign up for something, reach out? Like, what's the process that you have for authors who want to get involved?
So if they join the page, um, I just ask that their series is current
Mm-hmm.
and ongoing, and just to send me a PM, and I'll be glad to work them through it. I give them an intro letter on how an author takeover works. Explain to them they will be in front of the camera. That's a stipulation. They have to
Mm-hmm.
be in front of the camera. But when we put a book committee together, which we do each year, we select books that we want to discuss for the next year coming up. So we then put in I'll put in my recommendations based on those people who are not comfortable in front of the camera. We'll do a book discussion because that is not
Mm-hmm.
live, right? So it's on the book discussion page. But when I select or recommend, like for Jennifer loves your books. And Jennifer became a sister to me. This was a member. She became a sister to me. And when she said, I love Sarah's books, it was just, okay, I'll assign you, no problem. And it's a matter of getting those team members matched up to the authors. If they don't match well, won't go well. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing as authors hosting authors, right? If like I had Reese Bowen and Colleen Cambridge together,
Mm-hmm.
the internet blew up. It was
Yeah.
so fascinating, right? You have to get the personalities together.
Mm-hmm.
So if an author wants to do an event, we can work on it. I can do something. A Q&A, if they're afraid of the camera, a Q&A or a book discussion.
Fabulous. We love to hear it. That's such a wonderful
Whatever.
outlet for authors to have, especially that you're willing to be accommodating for folks who, are camera shy, or somebody who really loves the camera. Like, it's great to have
Right.
those options
Yeah.
available.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's absolutely wonderful. And oh my gosh, I knew that our time together was going to fly by, Kelly.
I
Um,
told you
Mhm.
it
we
was going to be
we
full.
we could talk cozies for another
Yep.
hour here. But while I am looking at oh my goodness, we have so many wonderful, wonderful comments. You guys are wonderful.
Yeah.
Catherine saying, I am an administrator for the group, and Kelly is a great leader for us all. We enjoy it as much as the members. Meeting and interviewing our favorite authors brings out the fangirl in me.
Yes.
Oh, I love
Yes.
a good fangirl moment. Marjorie,
Yep.
Sarah and JC, I always enjoy your show. Thanks for all you do for for the community of book lovers. You're very welcome, Marjorie. It is our pleasure.
Thank
We
you.
love being here. And of course, our dear friend Jennifer says, Kelly, we love you and all you do for us and the authors. So you've got a lot of fans who probably want to know, what's these days keeping you entertained? What are you reading? What are you
Oh,
watching? Any good movies you've seen lately? What
well,
can you recommend for us?
well, tonight I'm going to watch the Yankees and keep my fingers crossed. I'm a football girl. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
Steelers fan.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards Tampa Bay. I like Baker Mayfield as well.
Hmm.
Now I finished reading Miranda James. Now I'm starting I'm late. The Poppy McAllister series.
You're in for a
Oh
treat.
my.
I'm on book two, so I'm starting that. And one of our favorite shows that we like to watch is Sylvester Stallone. I mean, Tulsa King. I mean, who doesn't like
Mhm.
Tulsa King? So that's been going on. I'm a sports girl,
Hmm.
so
Nice.
my husband and I get along very well.
Wonderful.
Most
Well, that's
excellent.
good.
Yeah,
JC,
how
are
about you,
you?
Sarah?
Well, I'm trying to think. I guess what I have been watching. Oh, yes, I did watch something new. Since our shows are so close together, it's harder to come up with new things to share with you guys each week. But I did watch on Apple TV the episode of The Reluctant Traveler with Eugene Levy, where he
Oh,
goes
yes.
to England and interviews
Yes.
Prince William. Oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. I was like crying the entire time. It was such a beautiful interview.
I saw
Absolutely
that.
loved it. And I need to watch more of those episodes because I haven't.
Yeah.
That was the only one that I
Yes.
watched because I love the
Yeah, that's
royals.
a fun show.
Yes.
So that was lovely. And then I'm actually going back in time and watching CSI New York. Um,
Oh,
just
wow.
because I CSI is like the perfect show for me because it's like crime with good storytelling and technology,
Yeah.
but it wraps up very quickly. And I
Hmm.
didn't watch the New York one too much when it was originally out, but I do give it props for introducing me to the song Baba O'Reilly back in the day. Like I love that song more than anything. So yeah, I've been thoroughly enjoying. I'm like already like 10 episodes in, and I just started it this weekend. So
Oh my God.
I'm loving it.
Have you ever seen the Stanley Tucci thing in Italy?
I think maybe
Unseen,
one or two episodes. I know that I love those
fabulous.
shows. I really love just like people exploring. There was my favorite
Yes.
one was called Still Standing, and it was
Oh
it
yeah, Johnny Harris.
yes, from the Murdoch Mysteries.
Hmm.
George Crabtree. He goes and does like stand up in these tiny towns in Canada, and it's just a
Hmm.
beautiful show. So
Yeah.
I love those types of TV shows because it's so warm and comforting, and it feels a little bit like a cozy mystery without the murder.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes. I
So
got a question for the both of you. Are
mhm.
you guys going to Malice?
Yes, ma'am.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool
So
beans.
it'll be hopefully we'll get to connect with you in person while
Yeah.
we are there because
Yes.
it'll be here before we know it. But Jim,
Yeah.
any new suggestions for us since we last spoke in regards to
I'm just
entertainment?
trying to think. So, I did get over a lifetime fear of one movie and watched Rosemary's Baby with my wife
Oh,
over the weekend. It's there are three or four horror films that I've been too scared to watch pretty much my entire life. That was one of them. It wasn't as
oh,
scary as I feared. It's more kind of Hitchcock suspense
hmm,
and kind of some of that kind of stuff. And so it was an interesting watch, and I'm glad I did. I'm still too scared to watch The Exorcist, but at least I can check Rosemary's Baby off.
you
Well,
have to watch The Exorcist. It's
you know,
so good.
for my husband and I, TCM is we watch that all the time, the old
Mhm.
movies.
Hmm.
And this is our favorite month because you got Dracula
Oh
and you
yeah.
got Frankenstein and all
Hmm.
those other great movies coming up. So this is a perfect month to watch scary movies,
Oh,
JC.
absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
That's like one of
And
my favorite things of this year. It's like I
mhm.
love a good scary movie.
Yeah, the next one up on our to watch list is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde featuring Spencer Tracy
Oh
and
wow.
Lana
Yes,
Turner.
yes,
So
seen
yeah, so
that.
that's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, seen that,
I'm trying to
seen that.
think I will say the two movies that I was too scared to watch, but once I did, I was like, why are these considered scary? Poltergeist.
Yes,
I
that was a good one.
I had fun watching it, but I was like, how are people scared of this?
Because creepy clowns in bedrooms and limbs by windows, I watched it once and I survived. Never again.
Yes. Poltergeist and then the Blair Witch Project. I remember when that first came out and everybody was losing their minds. I was too young to see it at the time, so that when I finally watched it, I was like, "This is what people were scared about." But I guess I'm just like desensitized to anything.
I forgot to tell you, speaking about project, The page will be announcing in 2 days. We are standing behind a project called Operation Paperback.
Ooh.
This is a new thing. It's not just going to be effective this month, but all the time going forward. This is a way for you to, or anyone to send paperback books to the military, whether it's
Oh.
in the States, out of the States. You send a box of paperbacks via media mail through the post office. And we will have a post describing the program. There's a link for you to click on to sign up. They will give you like a label and information on where to send it.
Oh, that's
And it's
wonderful.
the opportunity to get these books out to those who are fighting for our homeland, our lives, and for uh, reading books to their children that they are able to FaceTime with to
Oh.
read stories to their children.
Hmm.
So that's what we're standing behind. It's going to be announced in 2 days.
Nice.
Very
That's
cool.
that is
Yeah,
absolutely wonderful. Oh gosh, you guys are just doing so many wonderful things to
Yes.
we
not only
try.
help your members, but just also help like the greater community as well. So
We try.
just that's so wonderful, and I know that there's a lot of love in the chat right now. Although everybody is everybody is
Thank you
still
so
caught up
much.
on our discussion about scary movies. We
Yeah.
got a lot of people that are going to pass on scary movies for the month of October. My favorite comment is
Yes.
Katrina's Charlie Brown Halloween movie is the scariest tied to, which
I
is
think I
there's some
think
moments
that
in that
the
one.
I think the young boy who's in Poltergeist is obviously mature, but I think he just released a book.
Oh,
Really? Okay.
Yes.
that's fun.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
a that I'll have to see what behind the scenes what trauma came
No,
from that
I
Hmm.
think it's a
inspired him
children's
to.
book.
Oh, a children's book. Okay, well then
Oh,
hopefully it's
I
not
fun.
think it's a
too
children's book. Yeah.
not too
Nice.
traumatic.
Yeah.
Um, we've got. I'm trying to catch up on our comments here. We got a lot of folks that are very excited to see everybody at Malice, which is exciting. I want to call out Jennifer. Jen, I am the one that was honored that you wanted to do a book discussion with me. So thank you. That means I don't think well, maybe you do, but it's to me, it's such a surreal thing that somebody wants to talk to me about my books. Like
Absolutely.
it's such a beautiful achievement for an author. So, Jen, thank you for taking the time to come up with those amazing questions regarding Operation Paperback. I do want to make
Mhm.
sure that folks know that when you package your paperbacks together, make sure that all you have in there is paperbacks. Don't put any paper clips
Yeah.
in because
Correct.
that gets it out of media mail, and Mizan knows that that can cause issues. Because I sent her a book that had some paper clips in it, and apparently that like just destroyed the U.S. Postal Service so much. Um,
Well, I
but you live
sneak
and
in a
learn.
I sneak in a bookmark every once in a while.
Oh gosh,
Okay.
be
Well,
careful.
we're not going to tell anybody. That'll be our
Yes,
secret.
we'll bleep that. We'll bleep that from
Yeah.
the show. But Kelly, thank you so much for being here. This was
Oh, thank you
absolutely
so much.
fabulous. We
I
had
appreciate it.
thank you again from like the bottom of our hearts for the wonderful community that you've built, for being so accepting, so welcoming, so helpful. I don't know how you like take how you have the time to help everybody is beyond me, but you do it so well and so kindly. And we really appreciate you coming on here and being willing to share that with us. So, folks, if you are a cozy mystery lover or a book lover in general,
Yeah.
head to right on Facebook, just type in Cozies Conversations and More. It'll pop up. You can request to join. Make sure that you do fill out the survey so that you don't get automatically kicked out because we don't want that. But yeah, make
Right.
sure that you stop by, get involved with this wonderful group because you get to meet fabulous people like Kelly. You get to meet wonderful authors. You can
Hmm?
clearly see
Like
from
Sarah.
our well, thank you, JC. Right back at you. You can see from our wonderful chat, it's just like a great community. So thank you, everybody, for being here with us
Thank you.
live. And for folks joining us after the fact, we really, really appreciate your support, your views, your likes. Subscribing to our page helps so much. We're also going to be posting this over on our Substack page that folks can check out and see some clips if you don't have time to watch the entire show. We like to cut out those fun moments to highlight. So again, thank you very much, folks, for joining us here this Tuesday. We have a show coming up on Thursday with historical romance author Annie R. McEwen. We're going to have a fabulous time talking about the Regency era, the Victorian era, all of these amazing mysteries and romances that she's come up with. So we hope that you will join us at that point in time. But until then, folks, have a good one and stay bookish. Bye, everybody. Have
Thank
a good one.
you.